man, what more can I say about Black Men Venture community? For a Black founder, this is a breath of fresh air. This is a community of like-minded brothers that not only encourage, support, but push you to that next level. For anyone thinking a Black male that is a founder, this is the community that you want to be involved with, engage with. Not only are they helping you find resources for your startup, but they're pushing you and they're supporting you and they're allowing you to be vulnerable in a space where Black men generally can't be vulnerable in business and say things that, man, maybe I just don't know this. Any brother that is looking for a community for support for your business venture, Black Men Venture is the place to go. I love you guys. On the vision of success today, Jason Warren.
So I created a song called BLM Plaza, and that was just talking about, I have so many male Black friends that's around me that are doing a magnificent work, that have their own companies and are just doing amazing things in the community and owning brick and mortars and so forth and so on. And that's what created the inspiration for the song. It's a young lady by the name of Shelly Bell, who I've known for years, and she has an organization called Black Girl Venture. I reached out to her and I asked her, what did she think about me doing this for Black men? Because ultimately, you know, women are escalating in entrepreneurship at an extremely high level, and that's a beautiful thing. But I do think as a community that Black men, you know, need to join in on this growth in entrepreneurship.
Breaking bread, making plans, building with my brothers. Breaking bread.
So tell us, Alfred, about the pitch competition. That's exciting, and I know you're you know, very excited about it, and that's your baby. So let's talk about it.
Now, as far as the pitch competition, our pitch competition is rather unique. So if you look at your standard pitch competitions, what they normally do is they have a panel. They'll have people come up and pitch, and then people that have a certain amount of experience in that industry or a certain amount of experience in judging pitch competitions will be the judge of who the winner is. Where ours is different because, as I stated before, we're community. We want to include community in every step along the way. So we are letting the community be the one to choose. It's like community-driven, community decision. So you're going to go up and pitch, and we're going to have a panel, and the panel is going to give you information to help you to better your pitch or your pitch deck or whatever, like in the future when you pitch it. But they won't be the ones judging. They'll just be giving information. So it's kind of like Shark Tank meets crowdfunding, where they will be giving their information. I mean, they will be giving their opinion, but ultimately the crowd is going to be the one that makes the decision. So how the crowd makes the decision is they vote for you, but they vote with their dollar. So instead of just, you know, hitting, I like this person and just hitting the button, no, you're going to have to invest in that person, and you're going to have to invest some capital. And we're talking, you know, money into that person. You can invest whatever you want, whether it be $5. I think there will be a minimum, whether it be $5, $100, or $1,000. You can invest that to the person that you are impressed with when they pitch, and then that will count as one vote. And at the end of the pitch competition, the person will receive all of the money that was invested in them, but the winner will be determined by the number of votes, not the amount of money, but the number of votes that they received during this pitch competition. And so every contestant will receive the money that they got from the investment, whether they win or lose. And then the winner will receive $10,000 from us. That's the grand prize.
My name is Jamal Carter. I'm a CEO and founder of Hungry LLC. On the side, I'm the social media content creator for BMV as the intern. As a business person, it definitely helped me learn a lot of qualities on how to actually pitch and keeping your pitch deck very concise. As a trainer, she's definitely number one. She lets you know what you're doing wrong and what you're doing right and what you're doing the best. Definitely a great teacher to learn from. I definitely feel more than 100% confident. Before I was like, kind of like a youngin', you know, not knowing the ins and outs, but now I gradually progress in learning how to successfully pitch.
I want to thank Black Men Ventures for doing this. I mean, the Black Founders pitch is phenomenal. Think about it. I can't even think of another time that I've been a part of an all-Black male pitch. It's unique in nature and it was outstanding. I mean, my network has expanded because it wasn't localized to just the Midwest, it was all across the country. And so I have brothers in my network from New York and Atlanta. And so the point here is that your network is your net worth. You know, I often say that networking is one letter away from not working. Yeah, I said it, and it's powerful, but that's what Black Men Ventures has done. You've expanded our network and allowed us to practice our pitch. Pitching is not easy by any means. If it was, everybody would do it. So this is an opportunity for us to practice in front of each other and then do it in a fun way. So I'm excited to be a part of the network, and I look forward to seeing where Black Men Ventures soars from here.
Yo, this is a super interesting panel. Wow.
You know I wanted to ask a follow-up question with the Fast and Furious thing. You know.
Yeah, hey, we got time. We got time because I got some questions too.
Listen, you built cars? You like...
Yeah, because I had a company where we like did car audio, and then we did like the whole car, and then you know, the cars in those movies is like people's real cars, and so people like pulled up on me and was like, "Yo, I know you got all these cars. You bring out to the movie," and then ever since that, you know, every movie comes and we build new cars and deliver them.
So I would love to know. I know that you probably own more than one car. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he said, mm-hmm. What's your favorite car that you own?
That I own?
And
I'm married with kids now. I can't own that many cars, so that life is over. I got a family car and I got a race car.
Okay, so what's the race car?
It's actually built. It was in Fast and Furious 4. It's a Honda Civic, but it don't look like a Civic no more. It's like I built it in the vein of like a Bugatti. You know, it's kind of like a black with a red in it. It's got like 2 colors in it. You know, it's 300 horsepower, but it's like a couple thousand pounds. You know, it's a fast car.
That's crazy.
You know it's beautiful when the hands start getting involved. That's you know you in it. All right, my man. That's beautiful, bro.
And so my question was for you, James. What was it like? Tell me the first time that you knew, like the first time that you realized that you were Black. Like, what was that like?
I thought you were talking to me. I'm sorry, I got confused. I was like, what do you mean? All right, go ahead.
You was offended.
No, you know, so Kenya, everybody's Black. So right. I never spoke to a white person until I was in my 20s. But South Africa is structured along race lines. The entire country is either Black or white. So when I got to Joburg, it was really shocking because in Joburg, not only was I Black, but even within the Black people, there are categories of Black. And it took me a while to just work my mind around that. And then I found a very interesting thing as well, that in Johannesburg, because there are stratas to Black, I'm darker than the average Black guy. So I would be on the lowest strata of Blackness. And then Black people would not necessarily always be very welcoming to me. But now white people are more welcoming to me than Black people. Because I was an outsider coming in, did not feel like I was a threat of any kind. So those race dynamics are very, very intricate. They were very interesting to live through.
What's up, everybody? I am Alfred Duncan, and I'm the founder and CEO of Black Men Ventures. Now, since this is Black History Month, how about some Black history? Now, in the early 1900s, the second week of February was always a celebration for Black people. Now, this was championed by Carter G. Woodson. However, both Abraham Lincoln and Frederick Douglass had birthdays 2 days apart in that time span. So to Woodson, the celebration needed to expand to include more days and more Black achievements. Woodson's idea eventually became Black History Week, which ultimately became what we celebrate today, Black History Month. Now, as you take the time this month to celebrate Black excellence from the past, Black Men Ventures specifically chose February for our first pitch competition of 2022. It is our great pleasure to introduce you to Black excellence in the present. Please support these dynamic Black male founders and support Black Men Ventures as we continue to create history. Thank you. God bless.
Welcome to Black Founders Pitch, our unique virtual pitch competition for Black men founders. Like other competitions, you will hear from entrepreneurs and learn more about their businesses. Here's where we get unique. Yes, we feature a guest panel of experienced founders who will provide valuable feedback and ask critical questions after the pitch. But they do not decide the winner. That's why we call them champions, because they're not judges. You are the judge. Your donation, your dollars represent your vote. The community decides who wins the grand prize. To vote, simply visit razorfire.co, create an account, and cast your vote by donating to your favorite founders. It's that simple. The founder who receives the most votes or donations is the winner, not the founder with the most money, because it's the votes that convey the community impact, not the dollar signs. And in order for your vote to count, a minimum donation of $5 is required. Feel free to donate more, but we require this minimum to eliminate the trickery, so you can't cast multiple votes with $1 transactions. All right, family, it's now on you. Before we get to the founders and their pitches, we'd like to take this moment to introduce the featured artist in our Spotlight segment, musician and the godson of go-go, Frank Sirius.
Yo, this is an honor to introduce my guy. This is one of the dopest artists, I want to say in the DMV, but I think it's nationally, man. You just amazing, man. But I want to introduce the others who don't know him, Mr. Frank Sirius.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Alfred Duncan, I appreciate you for having me, man. This is Alfred.
Thank you for being here, man. So, tell the people about yourself, the people that don't know.
Just an all-around musician. Been in music my whole life, following the footsteps of my dad. Guitarist, vocalist, pianist, singer. So, I try to do as much as I can, man, to be as versatile as I can, and make sure that I get the call when somebody need a job.
And you always get the call, brother. You always get it. So, you're considered the godson of go-go. For people who don't know, go-go is a form of music here in DC that, represents us fully. And Chuck Brown is the godfather, the creator of go-go.
Yes, sir.
And this guy is considered the godson of go-go. So what does that title mean to you?
When I hear it, I think responsibility. You know what I mean? I feel a sense of responsibility to care for the music, one, and to, perpetuate its greatness.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, at all costs, you know what I mean? So make sure I'm always representing the music, make sure I'm always representing the art form of it, you know what I mean? The freedom of expression.
Yeah.
The pure raw Africanism of it, you know what I mean? So I think that's important for people to understand and to gravitate to it, you know what I mean? People been loving it every time they hear it live, you know what I mean? So the challenge for me, and I think the rest of the community, is to package that raw feeling into, digital form or whatever form that we have to get to the masses. So that's the challenge, but it's a challenge I'm up for, man, and I've been fighting that good fight for a long time.
Be sure to catch Frank's performance later in our broadcast. Let's meet tonight's panel of champions.
Peace. My name is Victorious Hall. I am the owner of Spizzy, a smoothie and tea shop in Prince George's County, Maryland. Interesting fact about myself is that I'm an avid cyclist. So I travel around and ride my bike. I'm the guy that, that wears spandex that you see on the street, the 100% spandex. I'm an avid cyclist. Something interesting about me.
Yeah, what's up? My name is James Odero. I'm based out in Johannesburg. I'm an executive coach with clients in the US and in Joburg. Fun fact about myself, for the first more than 20 years of my life, I never really understood that I was black. I just thought I was a human being because I grew up in Kenya and everybody around me was black. So race was never really a conversation that we had. We saw it on TV, but it was just so far removed from us. But then I came to Joburg, and then that's when I realized, hey, hold up, you're actually black. It's a thing. Yeah, cool.
I'm James Norman. I'm in Oakland, California. I'm the founder of a company called Pilotly. We test TV shows and movies around the world. And I recently launched a venture fund called Black Operator Ventures. And so I'm a general partner there. We invest exclusively in Black founders in tech. Fun fact is I used to build cars for Fast and the Furious back 15, 20 years ago. So that's my past, building cars.
Let's get things started with the first pitch of the evening.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jeremy Epps. I'm the co-founder of RotorX, which is a company at the next frontier of logistics, and it's your opportunity to invest in this frontier. With the rise in e-commerce paired with the rise in issues with traditional logistics methods, RotorX poises itself to provide economies across the world with a cheaper, faster, and eco-friendly method of transporting goods through the use of an ultra-lift cargo drone named Palindrome MX that can lift 300 pounds of cargo for 250 miles, allowing us to handle up to 10% of the B2B less than truckload deliveries in the US, which equates to roughly $4.5 billion. We've already proved the basic concept of ultra-lift cargo drones by building Palindrome RX, which can lift 100 pounds of cargo for 5 miles. Our next goal is to develop a subscale model of Palindrome MX, and lastly, the full-scale drone, which will service a $45 billion market, of which we believe we can capture $225 million of within the first 10 years. We're currently in the process of selling Palindrome RX as a hardware platform to R&D institutes, while simultaneously raising funds to build the subscale model of Palindrome MX that has the potential pilot scheduled for major mobility company at the end of 2022. This will be the start of our journey to sell the full-scale drone by 2026. Now, we're using two business models. The first is selling the drone as a service to retailers such as CVS and Target, and the second is selling the drone as a product to current drone service providers such as DroneUp and traditional logistics companies such as XPO Logistics. Due to regulations, our initial sales most likely would come from international markets such as Australia, Switzerland, and Southern America. During this time frame, we forecast our initial revenue coming from the sale of our current drone, Palindrome RX, this year. Our revenue will grow with the introduction of the subscale Palindrome MX starting in 2022. Once the full-scale drone is available, we estimate our revenue will grow to $54 million in 2027, which will easily be doubled by 2029. Now, RotorX isn't your typical startup. Getting into urban air mobility sector is capital intensive and can be heavily regulated. However, these same factors can be seen as benefits because they limit the competition in the sector. Now, you may be asking yourself, why do they think they can navigate through all these barriers? And my answer is quite simple. We live in the urban air mobility sector. Our team has been creating drones since before you can find them on Amazon. And we've helped build drones weighing up to 2 tons while consulting for aerospace companies on the West Coast. Our advisors are part of major organizations such as Mitsubishi Electric and Georgia Tech and have decades of experience in tech startups. Now, my question to you is, are you going to join us along with all of our supporters, or are you going to let this opportunity slip through your hands? We're currently in a $1.9 million seed round that will allow us to build the subscale model of Palindrome MX. But we're asking you all for $50,000, which will help us accelerate our venture into the international markets. Thank you.
It's beautiful. Jeremy, who do you who exists as your competition as you are building out the full scale model?
Yeah, so there's about 4 major ones on the market right now. There's Volocopter, which is a foreign company that's they're aiming to lift 400 pounds for about 20 miles. So it doesn't really capture the full market of the B2B logistics market. There's another one called Mighty Fly, which is kind of in the same stage as us. They only have a small model and they're looking for seed funding, but the major competitor is a company called Elroy Air. And they haven't built a drone this size yet, but they do have the funding to do it. So that is our major competition, and they're funded around $50 million right now, something around that price.
Okay, so I guess that actually is a good segue into, like, I'm trying to understand some of the information around how you plan to scale the company. So you want to raise 1.9 million. I remember on one slide, it looked like you needed to close your seed round and raise into another round in order to get your initial model, like, really in market and selling. Right? Is that right?
Yeah, so the 1.9 is going to get us to the fabrication of the subscale model, which has that demo at the end of this year, beginning of next year. And then we'll be able to use that model to provide services, right? But we will need an injection of funds to mass produce that model, or at least produce it at a higher volume than you can with just one team of people.
I got you. So the milestone you plan to achieve with this capital is simply having something saleable, or something that's mass produced but saleable.
Something that is more tailored towards the market, because the current model we have, the range is just not enough. So we're looking to build something with a much more range and is actually usable to the market. Correct.
Okay. And team-wise, what do you need to do in order to achieve that? Are you okay with your current team, or you have to hire some additional people to do that?
The 50K that we're looking for is actually to hire more business development style people, because what we found is the FAA regulations are really hindering the market in the US, which is why there's not a lot of competition. But internationally, a lot of these heavy lift drones are actually operating in Canada, Switzerland, and like I said, Australia, and sometime a little in South America. So we're looking for people with connections into those markets who have already sold drones. Maybe they're smaller drones. We're actually talking to one guy right now who sold smaller drones to international markets, and hiring him onto the team so he can use his connections to help us grow the business internationally.
Okay. What's the unit? Sorry, I'm talking too much. But what's the unit cost? Like, how much are you gonna sell it for?
So the vehicle itself, the full scale one, is around, I want to say 1.2 to 1.3 million. But the reason that we have those two business models is because we know outright these current drone service providers probably don't want to put that upfront cost without knowing that there's a good need for it in the market, which is why we want to move first with providing it as a service. So right now we do have a price point for how many dollars per pound per mile in profit we can make. And that's around 0.003. And that equates, I know that doesn't mean much to you, but that equates in a year to around $150,000 to $675,000 of profit. And that depends on how many trips you take with the vehicle, how many empty trips you have, and what's the cargo that you actually transporting, the weight and the distance. So there's a lot of variables at play that change the profit margins.
Oh, you're muted. Go ahead. James, you're muted.
So I'd like to understand the issues around regulation. So it seems the biggest market is in the US, but the challenges in the US around regulation as well. So how far do you think the industry is from getting a broader acceptance where these drones can actually run in the US market?
Yeah, so the biggest barrier right now is the regulations. That's a 2 to 3 year process right now. So the good thing behind that is we've been in contact with an ex-CEO of a big drone startup, a drone company that just sold to another company that I can't mention. And he knows the one guy who has gone through all of these regulations with one specific drone for another large company that that he's going to connect us with to understand that landscape. But even with that understanding, we know the US is not going to be our first target market. It's just the regulations in other countries are a lot more relaxed, such as Switzerland is one of the most relaxed countries when it comes to innovation in terms of drones. So that we're looking into Switzerland. Canada has drones flying of this size now. So we're looking into Canada, and we actually are talking to a company in Brazil right now to see, and we've gotten familiar with those regulations. So that's another country that we're looking into as well. So the U.S. is definitely far off than these other international markets, I would say.
Thank you so much, man. Appreciate it.
Really appreciate y'all feedback. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
To vote, visit razorfire.co and select today's event. Enter your donations for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate, and finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days, and remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Hi, I'm Dapo, founder at Roomie, where we help you lease out your furniture to people who don't want to own it. Meet Greg. It's the 15th of the month and his lease is up. He looks at his furniture and realizes every piece can't go. He heads over to Facebook Marketplace and posts his items there. Next, he hits let go, offer up next door, and reposts them there as well. Before he knows it, it's the end of the month and he spent the past 2 weeks negotiating endless let go sales, contemplating putting his furniture up in storage, or worse, doing a roadside sale for a drop-off. Just ask his friends. Nothing so then he's getting desperate. But wait, the problem gets worse. It's worse because people need furniture. People move. Everyone's gone remote. When Jenny needs new furniture, she's either waiting 6 months due to a supply chain issue, dealing with a nightmare 10-hour IKEA project, or worried about dealing with a serial killer. So, meet Roomie, the only online marketplace where you can rent out your furniture to people who don't want to own it. Turn your high-end chair or coffee table into a monthly income stream while helping people furnish their space in style for however long they need it. Think Rent the Runway meets Airbnb for furniture. For furniture owners, we provide convenience, flexibility, and an extra source of passive income. And for renters, we give them broad selection with zero ownership and without buyer's remorse. And before our launch last November, we had over 600 furniture fanatics waiting to be seated on our wait list. And the opportunity is huge. The entire space is $17 billion with a short-term addressable market of $1 billion a year. And this is how we plan to pay the rent. Owners pay a flat service fee of 5%, and renters pay between 5 to 20% of the listing subtotal, and a one-time 30% fee to cover delivery, return, and cleaning of the furniture. And within this group, we target hypermobile urban dwellers jumping from apartment to apartment and city to city that own high-end modern furniture or need great furniture without the commitment of ownership. And the way we plan to get to these people in the first place, our go-to-market strategy is built around targeting right where people have to pay. That is when you're looking to store your furniture, or you own a second place you're monetizing that needs a refresh like an Airbnb, or an apartment that's not fully furnished that you might just find on Zillow. And in this space, we have studied our competitors and found out what's missing is a curated pre-owned category with an easy lease. But what makes this the right time at these next numbers here? This trend opens up a large opportunity for Roomie because not only is there a greater demand for flexible furniture solutions, but there's a massive supply of commercial grade furniture available from companies who don't have employees coming in anymore and have to do something besides their furniture collecting dust. The future Roomie is not only renting from Greg or Jenny from the block, but from the offices of Google and Grubhub as well. So why me? I'm a two-time technical founder who spent the last 20 years in the commercial furniture industry as a product development engineer. I started Roomie when I had to furnish my home office during the pandemic lockdown and quickly realized that nice furniture was cost prohibitive. That led to Roomie. Furniture is in demand like never before. We've raised $50K off a prototype and now seeking $50K to go to market. So while we recognize the car industry has solved this problem with Turo and the clothing industry with Rent the Runway, a solution is needed for furniture. We're Roomie, bringing the circular and sharing economies together. Let's get comfy. Thank you.
I gotta ask you, have you been through an accelerator program, or like, I'm curious how you came to this pitch in this deck?
How I came to pitching this deck?
I mean, how did you come to formulating this pitch and designing this deck? Was this
so,
yeah, go ahead. I'm curious.
Very good question. So this is my second startup. My first startup is a restaurant called City Spoon in the restaurant industry. So I've always had an eye for aesthetics. I actually designed my deck myself because when you're in the commercial furniture space, it's all about not just functionality, but how it looks. So in terms of accelerator, I've gone through the 1871's 1871's program. I've taken it through YC's startup school as well.
Okay, this is impressive, man. This is what I did. I'm not gonna lie to you. Like, I am really seeing two people come with like a deck that's clean, and you kind of obviously put your pitch through a lot of ringers. But my only question for you is, it's a marketplace to a certain, and then therein be the chicken and egg challenge. So I think you have a really good idea around like what could potentially work go to market wise through like distribution partners. But like, how do we determine? I've already made up my mind a little bit how it could work, but like, how do you determine whether or not like the average consumer will actually purchase it, right? I know as a furniture owner, instantly see the value, right? I want to put it on the marketplace, boom, boom, boom. But like for the people who like need the furniture, how do we know that this could scale? There's enough people who want to pay monthly to furnish their spot. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. So if we look at cars and homes, people are already taking out like, for example, Toro, for example, people are already renting other people's cars. Mm-hmm. People are already renting spaces under people's homes. So the largest next thing that we own as people is furniture. Mm-hmm. And a lot of our target market are usually people that are just getting their first job out of college, that have a high taste, or they want aspirational furniture, but they don't want to commit to it yet. And one of the things that we've noticed is that when we study a lot of the listings on Facebook Marketplace, the people that own it and the people that are renting it, there's a lot of activity there that proves to us that there is a there for us to actually rent out these furnitures as opposed to trying to buy them and own them up front and try to deal with it later on. If you don't like the furniture piece or you change your taste or something, you don't have to deal with all those headaches involved with it. That's where we come in to create this platform to help people test the tires before they actually commit to buying a particular style of furniture.
You talked about, Dapo, great presentation, by the way, but you talked about the implications of the pandemic and the acceleration of the business, right? How do you see the pandemic impacting as it relates to people's anxiety around cleanliness and things of that nature? What are you doing to ease the anxieties of people who have those fears?
Absolutely. So one of the things that we introduced early 2020 when we started thinking through the concept is to make sure that we clean the furniture to CDC standards. So it's not just wiping down the furniture. CDC has a whole bunch of standards that you have to follow to clean a surface, to clean a fabric. And those are the kind of things that we have introduced into our platform. We actually stated on the website that it's going to be clean to CDC standards to make sure that you are comfortable receiving somebody else's furniture. The advantage of that is that when you buy something from Facebook Marketplace right now, it comes with everything that the person was doing with the furniture before. They hardly clean it. So we're not just about cleaning the furniture, but want to make sure that we address the anxiety associated with COVID-19 and have it clean to CDC standards. And to answer one additional question, we don't do beds. We do bed frames. So we want to make sure we stay away from beds as well, but we do any other kind of furniture as well.
James, you're muted.
Magnificent presentation. I love the idea. I think I love what you're doing. I'm just curious to know about the 600 plus people who already signed up. Have you looked at their profile? What kind of people are they? What can you tell us about them?
Yes. On average, what we've noticed about the 600 plus people that sign up on the platform, they range from the age of 25 to about 35. They're either in their last year of school or about to graduate. They tend to be people that could be potentially pre-med students, medical students that are doing a rotation in another city, for example. We've noticed that some of them could be part of the military family that are constantly moving around and not committed to a particular location. We have a couple of people that, looking at their profile, tend to even fall between that super host of an Airbnb that just wants to switch out their space to freshen up for their potential guests. So when we look at the gambit, we notice that they're not super young. They're not, 18 to 20 to 24, but they're 20. They're in college, their last year of college, getting their first job. They live downtown. They live downtown. They're urbanites, and they tend to move a lot, moving from apartment to apartment to city as they continue they continue to just enjoy life at that early stages of their careers. So those are the kind of people that we've noticed are part of that mix.
Okay.
Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
Thank you.
Great job.
To vote, visit razorfire.co and select today's event. Enter your donations for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate, and finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days, and remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count.
Hey everybody, my name's Lawson Gow. I'm the founder of The Cannon, and we're delighted to be partnered with Black Men Ventures. The Cannon is a community of entrepreneurs and startups, and we're thrilled to extend free membership to that community to the winners of this pitch competition. Additionally, we're offering a discounted membership to our digital platform to the entire Black Men Ventures community. Thanks everybody, and good luck.
Here at Ware Brims, our vision is to create a world where low self-esteem is a thing of the past and confidence is the wave of the future, while leading the charge in expansive diversity and luxury retail. Hello, my name is Archie III, and I'm the co-founder, CEO of the luxury fedora hat company called Ware Brims. Ware Brims is built on the foundation of faith, family, and confidence. In 2010, I lost my grandmother to cancer, and I realized I wanted to create a foundation and legacy for myself and for my family. Fast forward 6 years later, I reached out to my business partner with the idea of creating the #1 hat company in the world. But we also realized that there were a couple problems. Number one, lack of innovation within tech. Number two, inaccessibility to out-of-reach price points. Number three, no newness, no new styles. And number four, none of us. But the solution that we came up with: redefine customer experience in millennial via app, increase price accessibility without compromising quality, continue to act as trendsetters in the hat industry like we do now, and expand representation to suppliers and models. Our market size: the apparel industry is a $318 billion industry, accessories $94 billion, and our industry $3 billion. But you might ask me, why do I have all these other markets on here? It's because Ware Brims is the future. This is the future for Ware Brims, where we want our customers to come into our store or retail store or e-commerce and stay there. Our current business model: direct-to-consumer sales, e-commerce, retail consignment. We are the first African-American hat company to be positioned in Nordstrom's and pop-up shops. Our go-to-market strategy: retail, events, brand partnerships, design and collaborations, PR, influencers, and celebrities. Our competitors have been around since the 1700s. Same styles. But Ware Brims is here to change that. We want to give you new styles and new looks. Our competitive advantage: us as the founders. Our Brims family: we have over 20,000 customers within our database. Our hats have been seen on Eva Marcel, Lance Gross, Kerry Hilson, Cedric Entertainer, and Chris Paul. Our design and color aesthetics: as you can see on the screens, our hats look amazing. Luxury within reach: our amazing collaborations, and being tech forward. We want to create an app that aligns to our customers, for our customers to be able to see the hat physically on their head before they purchase. This is our customers thus far. Our current sales: last year we did $240K in sales. This year is forecast to do $800K in sales. 2023, $2 million, and 2024, $4 million. This is our team. We've been featured in amazing press and features. And our brand family love us. Our customers rate at the 4.9 out of 5 stars out of 423 reviews. Our current ads, 150K, 100K for production, 30K for app development, and 20K for marketing. We exist to instill unapologetic confidence in everyone, one brand at a time. Thank you, and welcome to the Ware Brims family.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that great presentation. The question that I have, you've spoke about a lot of celebrities and influencers who have access to your products. What are you doing to market? And you also talked about price accessibility, right? So to me, it seems as if you want the common person to be able to purchase and wear the hats. What are you, while still maintaining the quality? I really respect that. The immediate question that I had was, what are you doing to ensure to the consumer that if an influencer or a celebrity is wearing it, that the price is not out of reach for them?
Well, so that's the main word. So we didn't focus on celebrities and influencers. That's not our main focus, right? It's of course an alignment to our market strategy, but we're pushing our product through the story and our creative designs and aesthetic, right? So for us, we built our foundation and our customer base before we even had the celebrities and influencers or whatever that looked like. That's kind of a now strategy. We just kind of started really getting influencers and celebrities on the bandwidth from last year. But like our product is built on a foundation of like faith, family, and confidence, where we want to let people know that you can be confident in wearing a fedora. Fedora doesn't just align to just wearing it with a suit. You can wear it with a hoodie, you can wear it with sneakers, but also just making sure the customer understands that our hats are high quality. It comes with a orange hat box, a dust bag, and a pen. So we want to create that whole experience within that process so our customers feel comfortable and staying customers. Like for example, our customers, we have a 40% return rate for any time a release or a drop for our current customers within our database. And yeah, hope that answers your question.
Yeah, dude, you're looking really fresh. You're really wearing them Brims, eh? I love it. Great presentation. For me, I just want to say congratulations, brother. You've done really well. I like that you're already in Nordstrom's, so you've already done some sales. So I think you're on a great path. And for me on this one, I'm just saying kudos, man. I appreciate what you've done.
Thank you.
Cool. I just have one question, really. Like, definitely seems like a business you can grow, and I think crowdfunding is a good angle for it because if people want it, they should help support the creation of the production. Do you see a world? I know you have your own retail locations, but how do you think about distribution through like other existing retail channels? Like as the company grows, like how do you think about that in terms of scaling out your opportunity?
Well, that's a great question. Like so I said, we already have Nordstrom's and Neiman Marcus as our retailers. So I think honestly it's to focus on those two and work with Bloomingdale's and Saks and stay within that realm. But also we want to focus on not consignments, but boutique stores as well, because we don't have a store right now. And we know that customers want to touch and feel our product, right? So we want to work on like high-end boutiques within different main of our main markets, like LA, DC. We have, other than Neiman Marcus and Nordstrom's, we're in a boutique in Manhattan, New York as well. So we want to focus on those small boutiques so our customers can go in and touch and feel, but also expanding our Nordstrom's and Neiman Marcus. We're only in 3 doors for Nordstrom's and we're only in 6 doors for Neiman Marcus, right? So we have so much opportunity to grow those markets, right? So just focus on that. But in addition to e-commerce, of course, building that out as well. But also our app is going to be another way we can generate sales, right? We want to create a technology where we're already in the process of creating a technology where customers can actually see the hats on their head, just like Warby Parker, we can see the glasses. Mm-hmm. But we realize, like, of course, we don't have a store right now. People want to see it, right? They want to see how they look in it. So we want to give them that accessibility, right? We also have another idea that is currently working on a patent. I can't really discuss it just yet, but it's going to help us really increase conversions because we know that customers really have a hard time finding different sizes. So we want to build a technology around that as well.
Awesome, brother. Thank you so much, man. I really appreciate the presentation. And I'm definitely going to be buying me a hat, man. You're going to miss me.
Thank you, guys, for your time, guys. Thank you so much.
To vote, visit razorfire.co and select today's event. Enter your donations for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate, and finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days, and remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Let's take a break from the action and take it to the stage. Here's the godson of go-go, Frank Sirius.
You gonna perform for us, man. What song are you gonna do for us right now? And what does it mean to you?
It's a song called Butterfly that I wrote for a female friend of mine who was going through some crazy stuff with her boyfriend, and it just inspired me to write, write about what women go through, man, on daily, man. It's kind of eye-opening. I grew up with sisters, and they never really had them problems, but there's some crazy jokers out here, man. So,
yeah.
I was inspired to write about it.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Frank Sirius.
Let me tell you about this girl named Jane. She was so beautiful and sweet as sugar cane. She had a wonderful smile as wide as the deep blue sea. Yeah. Smart as anyone, 4.0 with a college degree. As far as we could tell, the girl was all right. But I can tell there was something wrong with her deep inside. I asked her to sit down and tell me what was wrong. She said I cried too much and to leave her the hell alone. Poor butterfly, butterfly, you should move on, keep flying by. We all know what you're going through. It can get better, but it starts with you. Oh, sweet baby, butterfly, you should move on, keep flying by. We all know what you're going through. It can get better, but it starts with you, butterfly. You're a diamond, but your man treats you like glass. Only time he bun you up is when he's seeking the axe. Either for ass, the cash, or the keys to the jag. Laugh and brag on how well there's leisure you dash. You would think he was wild, abused cause this dude put his hands on you, confused. He think you was child. No, I may be right from them crazy nights. Been through it, fits and scuffles, yeah, she made me fight. That's what he said to the cops who expected silence. Another young couple with domestic violence. She hanging on, trying to accept and try this. All the time he neglect to respect her mind. And it's a shame that Jane can't escape this lane. Though he claims she to blame for mistakes and pain. After one, there's another lie. And then another lie. Word to mother I swear to God, I hope this butterfly.
To see more of Frank's performance, visit our blog.
My name is Piankhi Zimmerman. I am the president and CEO of Cyberninjaz Global Inc., a 501c3 nonprofit. Our mission, closing the digital divide by providing STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math, learning resources for underrepresented children. I started this company with a pick in my hair, the desire to help our underserved youth, and very little resources. Being a martial artist is something similar to being a teacher. It's something you do out of a passion and not just for a paycheck. As an inner city public school teacher in DC, I witnessed firsthand the lack of resources and technology that often most minority students suffer from. Our mission is our motivation. The founders received little to no income last year, but we made sure that the employees are well taken care of and that the children learned. As my VP says, this isn't about us, it's about the future of us. Too many of our kids become consumers, so we want to create producers with skills and resources. We host a variety of programs, including a summer camp, after-school program, private tutoring, and community events such as our Smash tournament fundraisers, which is a lot of fun. We also do free workshops and pop-ups. So we also teach a lot of various different programs, such as our 2D game design. That's one of our courses where we use visual block coding to help youngsters understand the basics of video game making while they make their own playable game. We teach programming, which can include Java, Python, C++. We also teach video production, which goes from the very beginning of basic planning to the end editing. We teach 3D modeling, various math subjects, and more. Every student leaves us with unique projects that they created. Some of them can be found on our website. To provide access and versatility, we use mostly free online resources, but we also use high-end. Our students can basically succeed anywhere. Our philosophy is that learning should be both fun and comfortable. One size does not fit all, so we tailor our instruction to the individual. We use positive reinforcers to inspire learning. Some results that we have are we've had a student basically create a web browser just from scratch, straight code. We also had a scholarship student, a longtime scholarship student of ours, who gained a programming internship last summer. One of their parents that we had took their child out of ID Tech Camp and came straight to Cyberninjaz, where we saw that they had a lot more fun and learned a lot more. We also once hosted 30 students straight from China and successfully taught them our week-long session in just 2 days, even with the language barrier. If the pandemic causes more lockdowns, we are prepared to go fully virtual, as well as sell some merch. We partner with those who share our vision. So we are currently in talks with various organizations, but one of the biggest ones we've had so far is with Black Cybersecurity Associates. They've opened their doors to us so we can have our own new location in Baltimore, Maryland. 2019 was the best year that we had, reaching over 100 students, but 2020 kind of took us back to the Stone Age. And the good thing about that is, though, with 2021, we doubled the previous year's access. And with our new location, we're looking to reach even more students. Our ask is $250,000, $50,000 for new quality instructors, $30,000 for new STEAM resources and computers, $20,000 to help furnish and design our new Baltimore location, $50,000 for administrative costs, and $100,000 funds 25 underrepresented kids for free for an entire summer each. Providing education is something that is really, really important to us. And the most vulnerable are the ones that need to be helped up. So please help us on our journey. Thank you and have a ninjarific day.
Peace, brother. Thanks for that presentation. It's kind of my alley. I've been a career educator for about 20 years. So it's good to see that, it's good to see the level of focus and attention that you're paying to young people. I actually have, I'm supposed to ask one question, but I have two. One, you asked for $50,000 for educators, for instructors. What are you doing? How much of that money and in what resources and what particular things will you be using? Because you said quality instructors. And I want to know what's your plan around the training of educators in your program? Because you talked about positive reinforcement. You talked about a lot of different things about meeting young people where they are. So what's the plan around training of instructors so that the program is quality? And then the second question I want to ask you is what's the sustainability model? So you asked for the money, and then you also talked about it being free to young people. So what's the sustainability model and what's the plan around that?
Okay, so for the first question, we do train some of our instructors in-house, but all of our instructors have unique skills that they use in the field. So we have programmers who tutor privately programming. One of our lead guys, he actually programs, he tutors people who use programming and math on the graduate level. We also have another guy who's our visual designer, and he does like a lot of our visual stuff. He helps a lot with a lot of the digital animation and a lot of the artwork you saw this on the slides. It was actually designed by him. So we have a team of experts, and then we bring people in and teach them. So some of that money would go towards, teaching new quality instructors. So you make sure you have to, like I said, we didn't really take much money in the past couple of years. It's really just been going towards making sure those people who are teaching can get paid, and those who are learning can learn and come out with something that they can use to get paid for in the future. As for the your second question, we basically, we're a nonprofit, so our business model, some of it is paid, and we provide scholarships for students to come and join us. And so, like I said, the scholarship student that received their first programming internship last year, they were with us for many years, and they were either there for free or greatly reduced due to grants, donations, or just the income from other students who were paying for our services. So not all of it is free, but a lot of what we try to do is make it as free as possible for those who need it. So we charge those who have, and we give to those who have less. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, bro. Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
But we also do look for grants and anything like that. But we do a lot of like our fundraising events and stuff like that. We're constantly on the hustle to try to do this because I said our motivation is our mission.
Yeah, brother. So I'm just going to add this because I don't know if I'm going to talk to you again. Approved vendor list for each particular school district is a very important thing to do. So try to get on an approved vendor list for each particular school district, and that'll help with that. So.
We are in DC, so I'm going to make sure we move further with that. Thank you.
I'm really impressed with what you're doing. I like the idea that you got some kids from China to come over and also be part of the program. That's some really impressive stuff that you've done. I just want to get a little bit of a better understanding of the fundraising strategies that you're actually using, because it seems like it's a hybrid model where you've got the non-profit and the profit sector. How do you create that balance to make sure that the people who can pay are actually paying? What's your funding model in that regard?
Well, it is a business, so we do have to charge most of the time. And what we do is we take any kind of that access and donations. Like we host, we do both, right? So we charge people for our services, but then when we do have extra, we allocate that to where it needs to go. And so the more money that we get given to us, the more stuff we can do for free. And kind of the proof is in the pudding. But you're not looking to get, like an investor wouldn't be looking to get money back from what we're doing. They'd be looking to see more of a community effect. This is what we do, right? So Cyberninjaz is all about community. And that's like one of the most important things about us. We're not just here, like a lot of our competitors, some which eerily look like us. I'm not going to shout any names, but so a lot of our competitors will basically take their money, take their kids, and throw it with somebody who might know something, and then just kind of leave. And then the kid comes back. And this is it. We had a kid literally who was with us for a while, and the mom wanted to try out a different program. Like, hey, let's see what they're like. They went there, didn't finish that week. They were so upset. They pulled the kid out, came back to us, and were like, we had such a horrible time. We're coming back with you guys. And so, we create a sense of community. And so like a lot of our kids know each other. Like they have, healthy relationships with the instructors. So like, we're always pushing them to go further, right? It's not just like a one size fits all thing. That's like part of our thing. Wherever you are, we're going to take you and elevate you. So if you're a beginner, we can elevate you to intermediate. If you're advanced, we're going to elevate you to the metaverse, right? So, what you get back from it is what we're basically teaching the students.
Cool. Here I asked my question, so I think it's pretty cool, man. I guess the only question is, as you continue to run this, like, where do you see it in the future? Where does this scale? Is this a curriculum that you can put in different markets? Like, how does this scale for you?
So we're working on a curriculum right now, and our big plan, like our really big plan, is essentially to have our own like charter school, where kids would come to Cyberninjaz and they would leave, applying to NASA, applying to Disney, like with arts and technology skills that can take them anywhere they really want to go. Something similar to what you would see at Djoukeng, which is where actually I teach there, but more focused on STEAM, just STEAM,
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Telling that story, I feel like, really will help frame it for people why they should be getting behind this. Cause I think that's a good mission.
Awesome. I'll definitely keep that in mind.
That's a great mission. And I would love to keep in contact with you, brother. One of my good friends started a charter school made from that vision in DC. You might have heard about it, the social justice school. So I'd love to put you in touch with him.
Okay.
To collaborate so that you can reach that goal. But we need more like you. So just stay at it, stay true to it, and don't waver. Stay true to it.
Thank you. We don't waver.
To vote, visit razorfire.co and select today's event. Enter your donations for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate, and finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days, and remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. What's up, family? We know of some dope individuals out there who can help us make change. Would you like the opportunity to join us and help create access for Black Men Founders? Reach out to us today at info@blackmenventures.org and let's discuss it.
My name is Laurel Djoukeng, and I'm the founder and CEO of Sparc. My CTO was Florin. Sparc is the people-centric marketplace. The greatest asset that we all possess is our knowledge, expertise, energy, and network. At any given time around the world, someone would love to connect with you, to pick your brain, utilize your expertise, experience your vibe, or have you connect them with someone in your network. We all understand this and exchange our knowledge and introduce people within our first degree network, but we struggle to find strangers that will pay for our expertise. Sparc is the solution. Sparc is the marketplace. Think of Uber, but replace the cars as the asset with our knowledge and expertise. Think of Airbnb, but replace the house or apartment as the asset with our network and aura. We, our shared human potential, is the most underutilized and untapped marketplace. Now I know what you're thinking. How the hell do you plan to get the whole world to use Sparc and pay one another in exchange for your knowledge and expertise and access to your friends? Well, just like Facebook, which started with connecting college students with one another, Sparc is starting with connecting college students that are seeking career opportunities and income based on their expertise. We pull in college students based on the needs of companies wanting to recruit them. We keep college students active on Sparc based on their desire for income and their in-demand expertise of high school tutoring. Now, they say proof is in the pudding, so I'm going to go on Sparc right now and highlight how high school students and parents, college students, professionals, and employees interact. And after my pitch, I encourage all of you to go on Sparc. Now, on Sparc, college students browse job posting and recruiting events from premier companies like Facebook, Vista Equity Partners, Blackstone, Insight Partners, and Google. Not just college students, they got role for professionals, so you should go in there as well. And in addition to that, while on Sparc, the college students create tutor profiles that you see here that allow high school students and parents to find, vet, and book them. This is Annie right here. These are some of her details, and it's very seamless to book and schedule a tutor session with her. Now, the college students also create events that you see here to market the knowledge of high school students and pay it forward, which brings them potential clients that turn into income. And going back to the companies, they use Sparc to market and arrange recruiting events with student and professional organizations. And Sparc makes money by charging these companies up to $400 monthly via subscription. And we take a 5% cut from any income generated on Sparc, such as college students tutoring and individuals hosting masterclass events, which you see from this lady right here, who is actually hosting one titled Women in Leadership. She's a former partner of Goldman Sachs. Now, to date, Sparc has more than 3,000 active users, 40 plus companies like Facebook, Google, PayPal, Vista Equity Partners. And the market that we currently sit in is a $30 billion market. And the student job recruitment market by itself is an $11 billion industry. The next level up puts Sparc in the $200 billion e-learning market with companies like Udemy, LinkedIn, and Skillshare. But our vision is the global sharing economy, which puts us in that 1 trillion plus marketplace. We are currently raising 1 million pre-seed to accelerate growth, get 60,000 in customer revenue, reach 80,000 in real user profiles, and have more than 100 employees paying us on our SaaS model. I encourage you all to go and vote and contribute to Sparc. Go on our website to be part of our community. It's www.sparc.world, WORLD, which spells Spark the World, because we're here to spark the world. We are the people-centric marketplace, and our mission is to build community through connecting and fostering stronger ties among people with common interests, people like you. Thank you.
Hey, yo, bro. I ain't gonna hold you, bro. That is brilliant. Yeah. Like I listen, I was doing the research on the company, but I couldn't quite figure it out when I was with what I was given. But once you explained it, it was that is absolutely brilliant. Yeah, there's so much, what's interesting as I guess is a comment that I have, right? As a new business owner, I jumped into business, right? I'm 2 years in, and one of my biggest issues is that I could not find someone to communicate with around what I'm experiencing. I'm just kind of just making the mistakes and learning as I kind of go along. But as you started to explain, I'm like, that is something that I need, right? And thinking about in college, college students being able to monetize their intelligence, high school students being feel good about, like, when they go to college, they'll be able to do the same jobs, recruiting, brilliant. And it's much better than LinkedIn. I don't know if I should say this, but it feels much better than a LinkedIn profile, which is very bland and very just bro. Excellent, bro. That I'm very impressed, bro.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Now, beautiful work, Laurel. Like as Victoria has said, I think you're about to disrupt LinkedIn, so this is really amazing. So your vision is big. I kind of get where you're going with it. But I just wanted you to tell us a little bit more about your team and what makes them so special to bring this to life.
Yeah, so my team, so it's me, the founder, then I have my CTO, and then I run extremely lean. So I have a lot of like Duke undergrad students that are like computer science students that actually help out with some of the product development and customer acquisition. And then I do have an advisory board. One guy's an executive at Google, and one gentleman, he sold his company for $140 million. But as far as my background, I actually have a nonprofit as well. So it's called the Catalyst Network Foundation. So I've dealt with like youth, bringing tutors, bringing other elements and people together to kind of like, bring all these resources together. So when I was thinking about Sparc, it was really kind of to think about digitizing the work I do from a nonprofit, but then the work I do for myself. My whole life, I've been connecting people with one another. So I'm easily able to identify people's knowledge and expertise and help them monetize themselves. But I was doing that analog in the real world. So I said, what it would look like if I digitize myself? How would that look like? And, that kind of brought about like Sparc and things of that nature. My CTO, Florent, he's been with me for the past 2 years.
What you just, it's so funny to watch people, when you get outside of your pitch, you kind of fall back into your passion and all this stuff, right? And I'm like, well, that's the pitch. You know what I mean? Because like that part of it is not how we leaned into this, I think leaning into that is like, this is what I've been doing. And I was like, this is an opportunity to scale out what I'm able to do in analog and digital. And like, this is something more people need. Like, that's part of the story. I know there's other people attempting to do the same thing. I'd just be curious, like, where you feel like you're differentiated. And then I didn't see the business model per se. Maybe I missed it. But like, when you talk about having 100 customers and then you generating 60,000, is that supposed to be per month? Or
with that million, that would be for the year. And our business model it's kind of like right here how we generate the revenue. So it's just to one answer the question. So we have the freemium model 0 to 400, which is our monthly subscription, which is similar to like LinkedIn Talent Solutions.
Right.
Because of course, and then our 5% take rate is from like any transaction. So people on our platform now do paid like events, similar to like Eventbrite, but then also tutors and college consultants. anything revenue that they're generally getting from there. But that 60,000 was just from like the employer SaaS revenue. And then we still have like gross transaction value, which is it's separate from that 60,000. But of course, from that like gross transaction value, we only take a 5% cut from that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I'd just be curious, like, I was stay learning on the model, like in terms of the pricing and whatnot. Because I think $400, like you'd be able to scale it up. $400 is super accessible, right? So there could be, there's gonna be churn, but like, I think there's some room to keep playing with that and see how. Yeah.
I completely agree. I mean, we're very into pricing that aspect. When we looked at like LinkedIn, Handshake, and Indeed, and others, their pricing it's much more, extremely more.
Yeah.
We feel like we have a lot of meat on with that. But yeah, it's like I need to do better pricing analysis. But right now, I'm just trying to kind of show growth at the same time.
Yeah. Don't be afraid to push it up because, like, just like $50 there, $100 there, until someone's like, oh, that seems really expensive. Like until you get in like that gut reaction, because when you show up and you give them a good conversation, like you're saying, they're like 400, yeah, let's give it a try. That's what they're gonna say. Like you gotta get to the point where they're like, like you hit them with that 1,000, they're like, let me talk to my team. Like then like I gotta fall back. But I say keep pushing. I think there's opportunity there to like get you a little more money in the door.
I agree. I completely agree.
Thank you so much, brother. Amazing presentation, man. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
To vote, visit razorfire.co and select today's event. Enter your donations for the pitches you love and click the donate button to proceed to checkout. Review and confirm your donation once more by tapping donate. And finally, key in your payment info to cast your vote. Voting will be open for 7 days. And remember, there's a $5 minimum for your vote to count. Now, we'll have final remarks from our panel.
Great presentations. I think the greatest advice that I could give is to stay true to exactly who you are and exactly what your business model is. I think, as people of color living in this country, I think that we can redesign and recreate what business looks like for our people and for this country, right? I think that we redefined and created the country that currently that we see. And I think we have the space and us being in these spaces can help redesign and recreate what business should look like for everyone involved. So I would say the greatest advice is stay true to your plan, to your model, and always be considering the people, people over profit all the time. So that's big for me.
Yeah, I also just want to encourage everybody. You guys have done some amazing work. My advice to you guys would be to focus on the problem. You started off because you had a problem that you needed to solve. I think if you focus all your energies on that problem, I think you're going to really be okay. Don't really fall in love with the solution so much as you fall in love with the problem. And if you do that, I think you're going to be doing great. Yeah. Other than that, congratulations. You guys have done such an amazing work. Yeah. Cheers.
Yeah, great presentations. Super impressive. Some polished conversations. I like both of those points of advice. And then for me, something I saw that's consistent that I've seen over the years, which kind of leans a little bit into what Victorious was saying, but just like really believing you belong in the room, because too many rhetorical questions in these pitches. Why do you think I can do this? Or what would you say if this happened? Or all this stuff. And it's like this is going to happen, and so you can either be involved or not be involved. Like I'm going to get this money. I'm going to build this vision. I'm going to own the future. Like you're either going to be on the ride with me or not. And don't get too caught up in trying to preconceive what you think someone's going to think of what you're saying. Like craft your vision and how big it's going to be and why it's part of the future of the world. And then people either see themselves in the future or they won't. And it's okay if they don't. And then you keep moving and stay true to what you're doing.
And lastly, final remarks from our founder, Alfred Duncan.
That was dope, right? Yes. I'm excited for them brothers, man. They put in a lot of work. They put in a lot of work to create their business. And then they also put in a lot of work to come and pitch to you today. So please support them. This is the end of our event. And I just want to send a special thank you to everyone that's tuned in, everyone that has supported us, everyone that will support us in the future. It really means a lot. Please know that our mission doesn't exist without your support. So we really thank you for that. We also want to take the time to thank our champions, Victorious Hall, James Adiro, and also James Norman, who did a fantastic job. Now, if you haven't cast your vote already, please visit razorfy.co. You can see all of these dynamic pitches, and you can vote for the ones you like or vote for all of them. And please share the platform with your friends and your loved ones, because the more people, the merrier for these founders. The more they can do for their community, we uplift their business. If you want to help in any kind of form or fashion, if you want to partner with us, if you want to offer something to our founder community, please contact us at info@blackmenventures.org. We look forward to it. We look forward to, making Black history in not just February, but in all the months of the year. So once again, thank you for tuning in. We truly appreciate you. Go cast your vote. Go cast your vote. Much love to y'all. Peace.